Welcome back to Sun Moon Star Tarot, or if you're watching this on Instagram, welcome back to my page. Today I will be talking about the topic, should you cleanse your tarot cards? Alright, and I just have some notes here. So my name is Gina, obviously, and I'm the owner of Sun Moon Star Tarot, and I also go by Spiritually Gina on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I hope you are having a beautiful day. So again, the topic is going to be, should you cleanse your tarot cards? Now, I have been reading tarot for about 2 years now, but it was more like me remembering how to read the cards versus me actually learning from scratch. So I do think that should be prefaced and understood, that it wasn't like I picked up a new skill. It was like, okay, I'm remembering the skill. It was a very esoteric spiritual process for me. So I think I was kind of tapping into some past lives there, and I have done some past life explorations, and me being like an intuitive has come up before. So my thoughts around cleansing your cards. I do not think that you have to cleanse your cards. I think that it's more so a trend than something that you actually have to do. And they are mowing back there, by the way. So if it gets just, I hope you can hear me the entire time. I can hear myself, so that's kind of what I'm basing it on. But I'm gonna obviously be watching this back just to see. I need to stop playing with my hair so much. All right, I will stop. All right, so I don't think you should need to clean your tarot cards, and I do think that it's more of a trend versus something that needs to actually be done in order to facilitate great readings. Now, why don't I think you need to clear your cards or cleanse your cards? And I will go over various methods online in a few, but just stick with me. All right, so I don't think you need to cleanse your cards because I believe that you are the energy the cards read. It's kind of like our physical vessels, and there's that damn lawnmower again, so again, excuse me, but it's like we are physical vessels, and the cards are like an inanimate story, or just a collective story that we can all resonate with, and it takes our physical bodies to activate the energy within the cards versus the cards kind of like being alive. Like this is a living like deck. This is like kind of like the Bible or like any other holy text like the Vedas. It's living, but it's also inanimate, and I just think that people go overboard. They kind of make it into like a ritual, and again, it's not bad to have rituals around the cards, but I find it to be redundant, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I think that our spirits, the way our energy is before the reading, is more important. And this is even when you are receiving a reading from a tarot reader, like your energy about the reading itself, how you feel about the reader, that all matters, and that all goes into like what comes out here. So I think the best method to keep your cards cleansed is to keep your energy clean. Do you meditate often? Do you have a daily meditative practice? I know that I do, and I'm not saying just to be dogmatic, but I think it's very important, as someone, I find myself to be more traditional when it comes to these type of things. So I believe in daily meditation, especially if you are like a spiritual figure, and it's not dogma. It's just like you need to have that connection with your spirit. You need to be able to discern. You need to be able to hear your voice and to understand what's yours and what's not. Like, I cannot tell you, okay, so it froze a little bit, but I'm just gonna keep going. I cannot tell you how many times, well, not how many times, but a couple of times there, like, I've been feeling a certain type of way. I was feeling the client's energy, basically, and I'm like, why am I so irritated? Why am I feeling this way? Why aren't I not stable? And that's because the client's energy and mind were like interacting, and so it's the same with the cards. I feel like if you cannot fully feel your own energy and hear your own intuitive voice, it's like that should be step one. And then step two is reading the cards, because when you read the cards, you did connect with your own inner voice. You connect with your intuition, your subconscious, your inner child, all of that energy that we cannot physically perceive of. That is what we connect with when we read the cards, and so I believe that it's more important to keep your own energy clean and keep your own energy cleared versus worrying about an inanimate object. And I don't know. Some people, I'm going to go online actually here now and see what this one person online said. Um, no, that one's debunked, and I agree with this person, so I'm not going to read that article. There was one. It was like you don't need to cleanse your cards because it is an inanimate object, so it can retain spirits. And yes, I do believe that inanimate objects can retain spirits. However, this goes back to me saying that your own energy is the most important when it comes to reading the cards. So I'm actually gonna see like some rituals around cleansing your cards. A lot of it's elemental. A lot of it's with incense smudging, and I'm not gonna mention that, but under the full moon is another thing. I just find it to be super interesting that there's so much. They have singing bowl. I can agree with, but again, it goes back to me. Oh, for me, it goes back to how is your own energy? How are you presenting yourself? Like, where is your energy at when you begin a reading, because that has more effect than the cards themselves, in my opinion. But we have Reiki, we have salt, we have crystals, and I personally used to keep crystals in my decks, but not anymore, because again, I just found it to be redundant. I am the wielder of the cards, it's like, so I feel like it's more so my responsibility to keep my energy filled clear versus like the cards themselves. I feel like people put too much emphasis on the cards. Like, again, these cards are very much alive. Like, whatever deck you resonate with, you resonate for a reason, and it does become alive. But at the end of the day, these are inanimate objects, and especially because you're asking, you should be asking spirit or your higher self or your subconscious questions, and so the cards facilitates that. Like, it's almost like the cards are the like conductor, or like just like a point of transfer, but like the energy before it gets to the cards is the most important thing. And I do believe the cards can retain spirits and can retain energy, but because it happened to me personally, I went to a tarot event and someone used my cards, but I didn't really like them. I'm going to be honest here. I didn't really resonate with their spirit, their vibe, their energy, but I let them use my cards anyway. And when I got back home, my cards were like, don't touch me. And I do believe that's because I didn't resonate with the person, but I allowed them to use my cards anyway. So if someone is using your cards and you don't necessarily resonate with them, the cards can reflect that. The cards reflect energy, basically, is what I'm saying here. And so if you do have like in-person readings and the clients touch your cards, then yeah, maybe I would suggest cleansing them. But as far as like just cleansing your card after every reading, cleansing your cards just because, I find it to be redundant, and I find it to be more so a trend than something you actually have to do in order to receive high vibrational messages from spirit. All right. They have blowing on the cards, and see, they do list meditation as like a way. So I just don't understand why meditation just isn't the prerequisite and then read the cards, because when you're meditated, it's like being fasted, it's like you have this connection with spirit, like, and the cards are only to tap into that connection with spirit, not to facilitate it, basically. Shuffling, again, it's just, I find it to be redundant, and maybe that's because I just find it to be redundant. So in conclusion, I do not believe you have to cleanse your cards. My only divergence from that thought, sorry, that was a hard word to find. My only divergence from that thought is that if someone else is using your cards, you don't resonate with them, but you shouldn't have something like that in your energy field. Or if you do client readings and they happen to like, touch your cards, then maybe you should cleanse them, because maybe but I personally don't have anyone touch my cards, but my business also is fully online generally. All right, so just to do something fun, I'm going to go ahead and do a little tarot reading, just one card for this, like, the collective energy. What do we need to know, spirit? What does your collective, ooh, that was powerful. What does your collective need to know from you? These cards are big, by the way, so they're a little bit harder to shuffle. I'm usually better at this. That one was perfect. Alright, and again, sorry for that really loud lawnmower. Just collective message, please. Oh, wow. we have the star here. Really, really beautiful energy. This is all about hope, pouring into yourself and connecting with spirit. This is really what the star is about, is our connection with spirit. And the star is card number 17 numerologically, or from numerology I should say. That will be number 8, and 8 is about infinity, our infinite connection with the universe, and how this is only like a drop in the ocean to what we can experience. You know, like tarot cards are only a medium to spirit, but our true spirit is our true soul is within ourselves, you know, and we can use our souls to connect with spirit, right? And we have the Emperor bottom of the deck here, so very powerful combination here, really. We have 8-4, so that's very synchronistic, very high vibe, right? Very high vibrational, excuse me. And yeah, very beautiful. The Emperor for me is all about like stability, yang and yin, being super focused. So being focused on spirit and focused on your connection with spirit and growing your connection with spirit. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this chat to be helpful. I hope I came off as personable, reasonable, and I hope you understand my point and where I'm coming from. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. I also offer private services, including tarot, reiki, which I am certified in, sound healing, and my mentorship program, where we go into depths with exploring your spirituality and spiritual awakening. So thank you so much for watching. Namaste.